Hey, this is Decimal, and today I want to talk about my K.O.II and how the fader is unresponsive. Yes, it worked for a little bit, but now it is completely unresponsive, and I'll show you here. So sliding it up and down, it does nothing, and it's just stuck at 50%. Apparently, I'm not the only one who has this issue. Now, it took me a little bit to make this video because I wanted to make absolute clear that I didn't do anything wrong or switch the setting or something. I wanted to troubleshoot it and then find a resolve, and I'll let you know what my next moves are. So let me tell you what I have done. So when the fader was unresponsive, I started going through the guide and trying every setting to try to get some response from the fader. When that failed, I decided to do a hard reset and I lost all the factory sounds. However, someone was kind enough and sent me all the samples, so I'm going to put that in a Google Drive so you can download it as well. If you wipe your K.O.II, you'll have all the factory sounds in that folder. After doing all that, I tried looking through the slot and to see if there's any debris or anything. I didn't see anything. I came to the conclusion that it's most likely hardware and not software. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I've built synths in the past. I'm very comfortable with working with electronics, and it is so tempting to open this up and to try to fix it, but it might void the warranty. It even has like the screws are just standard screw sizes. Like there's nothing special here. They even like point here and be like, yeah, you can open this. So I do think they have the ability to open it and customize it, etc. Like I'm not exactly sure what the plan is for the future of this, series of EP devices. But anyways, I'm not going to open it for now just because I don't want to void the warranty. I did, however, contact the place I purchased it from, which is Moog Audio here in Canada, and they said it's going to be 24 hours to 48 hours before support can get back to me. I explained the issue. I took a small video. I sent it to them. And yeah, now I'm making this video to tell you what I've done. Now, if you have this issue as well, let me know if you have found a solution or what your next process is. I will keep you updated on what's going to happen. If I do have to ship this out for repair, this is the reason why I'm trying to make as many videos with it as possible. Of course, sliderless videos, but because I really want to get the full usage out of this before I have to send it out, because who knows when it's going to come back in. Also, if you really think I should open it and void the warranty and just take a crack at it, let me know, because I'm willing to do that, but it's also burning on, $400. I don't make a lot of money on this channel, so I'm debating it. I'm totally into, DIY and building synths, so it's really, really tempting to open this up, and I can probably fix it. If it's just a standard slider, if it's just a slider replacement, it's fine. If it's something on the board and it's more complicated than that, that is a deeper and more complex hardware issue, which I'm pretty shocked that they didn't find this in beta testing. Like no one had this problem. I guess, you find out more information when, hundreds of thousands of people are using the unit rather than a few handful of beta testers. Now, I really appreciate your patience with this. I just wanted to get all the information as precise as possible. I will keep you posted on this channel what my next moves are when I ship it out, but I will continue to do videos with it at this moment. And yeah, thank you very much for listening, and peace out.